Good morning, everyone. We're just going to go ahead and jump in. I know people are going to be joining, hopefully. I'm just going to let everyone that is on camera give a quick intro. And if anyone else wants to jump in that's not on camera from our Tether RE team, that'd be great. Brian, why don't you start?
Yeah, good morning. My name is Brian Mahoney. I am the COO of Tether RE, and it will be helping with all sorts of things, including support, helping out with billing and things like that. Any other issues that might come up, I am your guy. So if you have any issues, there are a few of us that you guys can reach out to. The easiest way is to email support@tetherre.com, but you can also just email me direct if you ever need. It's Brian, Brian, @tetherre.com. Thanks.
Awesome. Brennan, why don't you introduce yourself next?
Yeah, hi everybody. Brendan Buckley, CRO and partner with Tether. Been in the industry 20 years, and I'll interject some things today and in the future about kind of real case examples of how agents are using Tether out in the field.
Awesome. And my name is Vanessa Martin. I'm the co-founder of Tether RE. I am proud to get to present this information for you guys again today. This is our second webinar with CCAR. We are providing our realtor safety platform as a member benefit thanks to your generous executive staff at CCAR. Also on the call, we have some of our amazing Tether RE support staff. If you see random people in the mix that you may or may not recognize, that's what they're here for. They're going to be jumping in on the Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, if you're coming onto this webinar after already attending the first webinar because you have questions, don't hold those back, you guys. You can fire those off in the Q&A at any time. We also get a report of those. So if you don't get them answered live in the Q&A today during the session, please just hang tight. We will answer every single question, and you should receive an email from our support at Tether RE. Okay, so without further ado, unless anyone has anything to interject, the first thing that I'm going to go through is the onboarding process. Now, if you were here with us on the first onboarding, there are a couple things that we changed based on feedback. So I promise you guys, when you give us feedback, we listen. We try to make this very streamlined. I'll point those differences out as we go along, but for many of you joining us, you may not have registered yet. So the one thing I didn't do, Brian, can you drop the link
Yeah, no problem.
to register in the chat or in the
Mhm.
Q&A, wherever you think it's best? So you should have received an email also from your awesome CCAR crew that gave you a landing page that has the information about onboarding. It also has the video from the last webinar. It will have this video, and it will have our next video on April 2nd when we go over some tips and tricks and new features that you guys are going to have access to next week. So pay attention to that. But this page that you see that we're sharing here, this is the first step in the onboarding process. We are able to tell if you have access to Tether RE as a member benefit by you putting in your NERDS number here or your M1 number. If you do not remember that number, we have it hyperlinked so that you can go in and search. And if you have any questions, you can also reach out to your membership support there with your association. Now, I do like to mention that this is available for certain levels of membership with your membership to CCAR. If you are not eligible, it is a very easy process to contact your membership personnel and get upgraded so that you can have Tether RE as one of your member benefits. So, all right, let's move forward. After you enter that number, it's going to find you and it's going to ask you which plan. Now, we make this really easy. You have one plan available. You're just going to click select here on the screen and move forward. Next is your user info. Fill this out. A lot of it will be auto-filled if you're using it on your phone or computer. Make sure that you realize that the passwords need to match, and just know that the broker name is optional. So that is not a field that has to be filled out. You're going to get a verification code to your cell phone. So be prepared. If you're doing this on your phone, you may get that notification, or on your computer, you may get it on your phone, but this is going to just verify that you are the intended user. Once you put that in, click next. This is our terms and conditions page. We made this really simple. We had a lot of feedback that said that's a lot to scroll through. Please note that you can view these policies with the hyperlinks, but you must accept the terms and conditions in order to continue. All right, it's important that you put at least one emergency contact into the system during registration. You can add others later. As long as you have one here, you can move forward to the next step. If you want to add more, you can continue to add names. You can do up to 3 safety contacts. These safety contacts are going to be the people that are notified via text if there is an emergency through your Tether RE platform. They're also going to be sent a link that is the precise location that you are in during that emergency. So it will give them directions to you in an emergency. Now remember, this is in addition to us notifying the 24-hour safety monitoring. You're going to have the ability to have help dispatched to you regardless if those safety contacts respond or do anything, but these people are going to get updates on your safety. One at least. You notice at the bottom it shows there's one here. If you can see that on your screen, you can click next. All right, safety pin. This is very important. This is the pin that you are going to put into your safety platform if you're okay. All right, so this is something that you're going to put in when you end a showing to say, hey, it's me ending the showing, I'm safe. This is something you're going to put in if you press your SOS button, but you want to deactivate the alarm. This is something you're going to say to our 24-hour safety monitoring if they call you and you are fine. Maybe you had a trip and fall and your struggle alert went off, but you're fine. You dust yourself off, maybe a little embarrassed. But when they call you and say, hey, are you okay? You have to give this safety pin in order for us to call off emergency services. If you give any number besides this safety number, we treat that as an emergency, could possibly be a hostage situation, and we're going to send help to you. So it's important that you set this pin to something you can remember in an emergency, all right? You only need one, the one that says, hey, I'm okay. Once you put those in, you're gonna go ahead and click next. All right, this is something, if you were on the first call, we modified this to make it easier during the onboarding start, you guys. This is where you put your credit card in. Now, why do you need to put your credit card in? You know, this is a member benefit. The monthly subscription is paid for by CCAR. This is for your reverse phone number lookups and your criminal background checks. Those lookup services are on you as the agent. It's 25 cents to do a reverse lookup, and it's $1 to do a criminal background check. Entering your credit card here means that everything is open access for you once you're using Tether RE, and you can start looking up phone numbers, addresses, or criminal backgrounds. Now, you'll notice the green circle. We've added an option to continue without the credit card. Well, what does that mean if you do that? That means you still have access to all of the services, the safety features, the 24-hour safety monitoring. You're going to send out text to your contacts if there's an emergency. All your safety in the field is in place, even if you don't put your credit card in, if you bypass this. What you will not be able to do at this point, if you don't put a credit card in, is do those reverse lookups. Now, don't worry, you can go into your web portal at any point or call customer support or reach out to our support line anytime to add that credit card again. But if for some reason today while you're onboarding, if you don't have that credit card or you want to just explore Tether RE without lookups, this is a simple way to do that. Brian, do you want to add anything to that portion? This is new. This is a new feature, so I want to just make sure we covered everything there.
Nope. I mean, it's pretty clear cut. I would just say that if you want to access client verification tools right away, obviously you'll want to just put your credit card in right here. It's easy, but once you're in, it's really easy to do it while you're inside too. We just wanted to make it as easy as possible for everyone to really just get in the portal and start using Tether.
And quick question, can you add a credit card for the app, or do you have to go to the web portal to do that?
You have to be in the web portal. Really great question. All of the credit card processing and all that stuff, looking at any searches like search history and things like that with billing information is all going to be within the web portal. Thanks.
Perfect. Good to know. I just like to put that in there because a lot of us that do everything on our phones, I wouldn't skip this step if you're not wanting to then log in. However, I'm going to show you how to log into the web portal today. So no worries. It's very easy. Just want to be very clear, you guys. All right, once you get through that portion, you're going to go over the do's and don'ts when it comes to client verification. This is your lookups, your criminal background checks. We really want to protect you. We want to make sure you're not violating any Fair Credit Reporting Act items. We also want to make sure you're not being a part of any phishing. That's not legal, and it's something we want to deter you from. Now, remain calm knowing that Tether RE actually filters out information that we know is a violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So we protect agents and the associations that provide this information to the agents right off the bat by not pulling up things that could make you make a decision on whether or not to show a home based on numbers that it pulls. So you guys are covered. All right, and then the final step here, once you complete your onboarding, and please do not do it before then, you're going to be prompted to download the Tether RE app. If you're on your computer, it'll give you the QR code that you can use on your phone. If you're already on your phone, you can click the either Google Play or App Store icon and be directed to the App Store to download the app. But we added this extra step based on some feedback from you all. If you would like to skip the app download and you intend to only use it in the web portal, you can skip this step. However, by doing so, you're eliminating the ability to have that safety in the field. If you don't have it on your phone and you're not able to take it to showings, you lose a lot of the features of Tether RE. So we don't recommend that, but we did have some people that wanted to have access just strictly through the computer. So we made that possible. All right.
Vanessa, if you don't mind, I will say that
Yes.
if you want to skip it just to get in the portal right away, you can, and you can always download the app later and configure it. So it's not like a one-time thing. You can definitely do it if you just wanted to get in and kind of bypass this and you know.
That's a great point.
Yeah, but you can always
If
get
you're
it.
just trying to follow along super quickly and you don't want to mess with the app, awesome. That's a great point. You can download the app at any point. Now, if for some reason you get to this point, you're like, wait, I already downloaded the app and I'm not done with registration. You could have downloaded the buyer's app. It's a quick fix for us on the support side, but you will need to reach out to us. Just reach out to us at support@tetherre.com. Our tech team will quickly, you can just say, hey, I downloaded the app before I did registration, or I'm having trouble getting the agent version of this. They are very good at this process. So just reach out to us if you need to flop that. It will be super smooth once we get you in the right place. Okay, I'm going to open this up. If there's any Q&A already loaded up, you guys can read that out loud. I'm going to go ahead and get my app mirrored. So feel free to add anything, anyone, and answer any questions that you see that you think would be good for the group.
There are no questions that I see, so I think you're doing a great job.
It's because we're so thorough.
Yeah.
It's been, I'll just make a comment. It's been a lot of fun interacting with the CCAR group and other agents around the country just to hear how they're using it. The use cases have really been amazing. And of course, as Vanessa said, we look at all of these use cases and we'll continue to adjust things. So it's been a blast. And I think it's going to inform a lot of cool new stuff coming with Tether.
I think that's awesome. There is a comment there's comments in the chat. I'm not sure if they are us though.
They're links.
Okay, just checking. All right, just 1 second, guys. I'm just connecting to my app. And then I should be able to show you. All right. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can see my screen. Sweet. Okay.
Good.
I'm going to start by saying that you guys are about to get a sneak peek of our new, really exciting updated feature. It's actually a brand new feature. Essentially, it's kind of an upgraded feature, but it's really brand new because it's so amazing. So I'll show you what that looks like because I'm obviously in the test mode of our platform. This is going to be ready for you guys next week. I hope it's okay to say that, dev team. It will be ready next week.
We are tracking for next week.
Can you tell he's the legal side of our company? We are tracking for next week. We're excited to share this with you. Okay, so what you'll notice if you're looking at your app, you won't see the two little buttons that say mileage tracking and safety permissions down there by my client verify button. You will have a safety permissions box at the top right. Let's talk about that. That green button, that green light essentially means that all of my settings on my phone are turned on correctly so that we can track you in an emergency. If that is red at all, go ahead and click on that, and it's going to tell you what settings need to be turned on your phone in order for you to be tracked properly. Now, it is important to always the always on tracking feature to be on when it comes to Tether RE, because we need to be able to find you in an emergency. If you have questions about any settings or need help with that, just reach out to support, guys. But it's super cool and easy that you can just see at a glance, hey, I'm covered, I'm green, I'm good to go. Now, you won't have that mileage tracking button just yet. We'll talk about that a little bit, but we had a massive overhaul on our mileage tracker, and we're super excited to share what we got coming for you guys. You guys will be the first to use it. All right, so let's go over quickly the menu and the profile settings. So at the top left, you'll see the 3 lines, the hamburger menu. I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and you'll notice that I have my profile settings right at the top. I want everybody to click into those and make sure you're familiar with this screen and what you can change here. If you notice, it's all my personal information and the ability for me to change, edit, and save that. So if your address changes or your information changes, it's easy to fix right here in the app. You also can turn on or off your safety monitoring service. Now, we don't recommend turning your safety monitoring off, but we get it. If you visit Mexico and don't want the Mexican authorities to respond to an emergency, that's totally okay. If you are in a scenario where maybe you race cars or dune buggies or whatever, and you know it's going to get wild and violent and you're taken care of, you could turn those off. But as far as generally speaking, we like those to be on. The contact support there is to contact the 24-hour monitoring support directly. We recommend only doing that if you had an issue or if you're trying to stop an alarm that's already been called out. Just to clear up, that's not Tether RE support. So just like to make that clear. All right, your safety contacts are in the next section. You'll notice that I have 1 safety contact, and I have the ability to add 2 more right here from the app. These will sync to your phone, so it's really easy to add contacts if you allow contacts to be synced into Tether RE. The next one you'll see is my safety settings. My safety pin is here, and you'll notice you can't see my safety pin. That's for security purposes. If someone was to get your phone, we don't want them to see your safety pin. You can change it here, you just can't view it. If you'd like to view your safety pin, I'll show you how to do that on the web portal. The impact alert, you have the ability to turn on and off here. Same thing, if you know you're doing something bumpy or you're gonna be throwing your phone around a lot and you don't want it to be going off, you can turn it off. But really amazing feature here, you're able to make it more or less sensitive depending on your preference. I encourage everyone to play with this. Put it at a level that you think is what you want, and then try to set off your impact alert. Bang your phone around, slap it in your hand, see how easy or hard it is to set off so that you know what to expect. I like to set mine when I'm going out at around 20, but some people don't like it that reactive, so it's really up to you. And then you'll notice here, I can turn off certain things. I can say, I don't want it to track me when I'm on a bicycle because maybe I fall down a lot. I don't know. So those things can be turned on or off very easily. And then you can simply save the settings and they're all ready to go. So very self-explanatory. Going back to the hamburger menu, I want to show you some of the other things you can do from the menu. You can do client verification directly from the menu. I'll show you another way to do that as well. You could invite a user. That's going to be you inviting another agent that you want to share Tether RE with. So maybe somebody you're really excited to show the platform. You can get into your showings tabs directly from the menu, which I'll go over a little bit more later. Your mileage tracker, your expense tracking, all here. And then the one I like to share with everyone, your training guides. If you want to learn more about Tether RE, the best way to do it is to get into our training guides and watch our awesome YouTube tutorial videos. We also just have a YouTube channel, so reach out if you guys have any questions on any of that. Okay, now let's go back to the main page. The 2 buttons that are used the most that are right on the front screen. The first thing I want to show you is the Client Verify. If you click that blue Client Verify on the front screen, you then can toggle between a phone number lookup, an address lookup, or a criminal background check. Now I'm going to show you a phone number lookup. I'm going to look myself up just so that you know what it looks like and how it works. Now, the more information you put in here, the more accurate the data becomes. So you can put a first name only, you can put a phone number only, or you can put first and last name. The more data you have, the more it narrows it down. All right, I'm gonna agree to not break the rules when it comes to looking up people, and it's gonna pull up the information for me. So you'll notice here, it gives me a quick snapshot. It shows me that this is a mobile phone through T-Mobile. So I know that this isn't a burner phone. I know this is a real person. And I know that the name that they gave me and the phone number match. Now to find more information from this quick lookup, and remember, this is the 25-cent lookup, I just click on that card. And it's going to open up all of this information. We put a record of whether or not the person's deceased. Well, why is that important? Well, if someone's committing a fraud and has stolen someone's identity, that's the first people that they take it from, right? I definitely don't want to do a showing with someone who is deceased. It's a problem. All right, so quickly, I won't go through all of these, but it is important to note that it pulls birthdays. That's essential if you decide to do a criminal background check. So if you don't know someone's birthday, you can just simply do a reverse phone number lookup first, and then immediately do a criminal background check after that. It'll show me addresses, past, present, future. Just kidding, no future. Past and present. It will show all the phone numbers I've had, relationships, and email records. Email records can be great if you're trying to contact someone outside of their cell phone. This one's really cool. It shows my emails all the way back to college. So there's that. Now, once I've completed that, if I want to do a criminal background, you'll notice that there's a blue button right at the bottom of that card that says criminal lookup. I don't have to enter the information again. I don't have to go look up that birthday and write it down. I just simply click the blue button and it's going to pull up criminal. Now, this is what it looks like if you're searching someone that doesn't have a criminal background. All right. It's going to say that I'm not a registered sex offender and I have no criminal history to report. You are safe to do this showing. I am a safe human to be in a home alone with. Now, if there was a phone number you looked up that had a record, it will show multiple records depending on how many counties they have records for, and you can click into those and see the details of the crime. Again, important to realize we filter out non-criminal data. This is for the protection of you as an agent and for their privacy as well. Brennan, did you want to say something on that part?
Yeah, just to add, Vanessa took maybe 2 or 3 minutes to explain this, but they're kind of the in-market usage really takes maybe 10 seconds to look somebody up. And that's if you're a slow typer. So on the buyer side, as leads are coming in, and we all know what speed to lead and conversion all feels like, that's important for sure. But just 10 seconds is all it takes. And suddenly you know information about them to keep you safe and maybe a little bit more information on top of that. One other point I wanted to make, this came up in Kansas City. There was a scam going around. It could be just there. It could be everywhere that tied on the seller side, right? So we talk a lot about the buyer, but we also want to verify potential clients when they're sellers. This particular scam, they had actually replicated leads coming directly from homes.com. They replicated the screen, they replicated everything perfectly. And we're trying to get people to engage with them to potentially list their home. Well, there's scammers on the listing side too. So we all know what that looks like, right? From Craigslist to now this kind of stuff. So putting in the address can help you get to the bottom of that quicker. And again, it just takes a few seconds.
Yeah, and to that point, people ask, well, why is there an address lookup? So if you notice on the screen, there's an address lookup. If someone's trying to get you to list their property, put that address in, make sure that that person is listed as an owner of that property. So that's a great point to mention. And that's why we include reverse address lookup in our options. Great ad. All right, the next thing I want to show you on the main screen is the SOS alert. This is the button that we believe will save lives. This is going to be, if you notice the white part, that will show up on all your screens. So even on screens where it's not, a big red button at the bottom, there'll be a small SOS alert in almost all of the screens that you're in Tether RE. So, and I'll point those out as we go along, but press this button anytime you feel unsafe. You can be working, you could be at home, you could be coming home after a long day and maybe your front door's wide open. Pressing this button is going to give you a countdown of 30 seconds. If you need help immediately, you can press and hold the red box at the bottom for immediate dispatch. All right. Now, if I pressed it on accident, or if I just got spooked by the neighbor dog and I'm actually fine, I just put my safety pin in and it silences that alarm. Now, if I do nothing and I let that 30-second timer run down, that's going to trigger a text message and a phone call from our 24-hour dispatch service. They're going to check in on you and make sure you're okay. That's where it's important to either get them on the line and say, hey, no, I'm actually spooked. Can you stay on the phone with me? My front door was wide open, or there's a car out front of the property that I'm showing, or some random person walked into my open house and they won't leave. Whatever the situation is, you can stay on the line with our 24-hour safety monitoring service. That's not tying up 911. That's our monitoring service. At any point, they can call dispatch for you. They can listen in to see if there is an emergency. It's a real person, you guys. So if you do nothing and they call you and you realize everything's safe, you can give them your safety pin and they say, thank you, have a nice day. If you do nothing and they call you and you do not answer because you cannot answer, they're going to dispatch help to your precise location. So there's multiple layers built into this SOS alert, and you can use this anytime you feel unsafe. This is where we are very, very proud to offer this safety in the field. This is the ability to get help when you need it. All right. I guess there's no one I can actually see or talk to, so I'll assume if there's questions, it's being answered in the Q&A. All right, another thing I want to quickly go over is if you have an impact. This one's annoying, so I'll turn it off. So that was me banging my phone down on my desk, right? This is going to be if I am in a car accident, if I trip and fall, if I fall down a flight of stairs at a house, if someone attacks me, if I'm tased and hit the floor, that impact alert is going to go off. I have a safety countdown. Let's say, I tell everyone all the time, I launched this off the bleachers the other day, and it went off. Had I gone with my phone, I would have needed an ambulance, but I have plenty of time to get down to my phone and turn it off. But if you don't answer because you can't, or you're unconscious, or someone has control of you, that's going to dispatch help to your precise location. So super important for you guys to test these features. The only one we don't want you to test is that long pause on the emergency alerts when they come up. That 3-second hold is going to call dispatch. So don't test that one, okay? Just trust that one works. We've tested it, right, Brian?
Yes, we have. I was going to say it doesn't contact our monitors. It'll automatically dispatch
Automatically.
EMS to your location. So you won't get a
Yep.
call where you can say, I was just kidding, or I was just testing. You'll have a knock on your door within a couple minutes, and it'll be the police or somebody saying, are you okay?
Yes.
So be mindful
Yes.
of that. I also see a question about
I saw that too. Productivity.
Yeah.
Yep,
just wanted to-
perfect. And that's a great question. We're going to roll right into that now. So we've covered, for the most part, we've covered the safety. Let's go into the productivity tool most used, which is your showing features. So we're going to go to the hamburger menu and we're going to click into showings. Now you can see here that I have an active showing and then I have a past showing. It's going to show anything you've loaded. You can add these directly from your phone or from the web portal, which I'll show you. So I'll go over this a little quick on the phone, and then I'll go over it in a little more detail when I pull the web portal open. But just know everything can be done here from your phone, or you can do it on the web portal and it immediately will go to your phone so you can use it in the field. I have an active showing here that I am able to just join. I can also click on that past showing and reactivate it at any point as well. So we really recommend keeping all of your showings in your system because you can go back and reference them and you can see any notes that your client or yourself has put into those showings. So it's a great productivity tool after the fact as well. So I'm just going to join this CCAR showing and I'm going to show you kind of what it looks like. You'll notice here that I can add a buyer. So I can add multiple buyers as well. This is where you're going to send a text message to your buyers. They're going to get a message that says, hey, Vanessa wants to tether with you. Let's start this showing. They're going to be prompted in a very smooth process to download a free version of Tether RE from the App Store or Google Play. So that's where we talked about before. If you just went to the internet and found it online and downloaded it, that's the buyer's app. It doesn't have all the features that you have as an agent. Excuse me. So you can add the buyers and it'll send a text message here. You'll see here that I've added properties. And this is the information that your buyer also sees. They're going to get basic information about the home. They're going to have a few photos of the home, and they're going to have the ability to write notes on every property as well. The really cool part is they're going to get turn-by-turn navigation to the properties once you start the showing. And as they pull up to the house, it automatically pops this info up on their phone. So as they pull into that proximity, it pops up pictures, it pops up the ability to write notes, and then it pops up your custom link that is whatever you set. And I'll show you guys how to set that too. So you can see here that I can move these around. I can drag and drop the homes so that I can see them or reorder them based on availability. All right, so at the bottom, you'll see I could either add an additional home at the bottom right, or I can start the showing with the green button. So I'm just going to start the showing. And I intentionally added an address in my proximity to show you what happens when the buyer shows up. So I am in the driveway of this property. This is the neighbor's rental. So it's going to pull up this information. So I can scroll through, I can see pictures of the home, I can scroll down and see basic information. And then notice at the bottom, I can favorite this house. Remember, I'm the buyer. I'm speaking as your buyer. I can click on the mortgage calculator or go to my special hyperlink, which I have as Tether RE, or I can click the notes section and I can write notes back and forth. And these notes are going to come to you as well between agent and buyer. So this is a really cool tool. Be mindful, agents, your buyers can see these notes. So make sure that you're putting things in these notes that you're willing to share. Okay. Now, to start the navigation, I'm going to click on my icon and I'm going to tell it, hey, if I want the buyer to follow me, I'm going to click on me and click buyer follow me. Let's say instead of that, I want them to go to the first house and meet me. Just click on the house you want them to go to. And you can say navigate to that property by car. And it's going to start your navigation. So this is turn-by-turn navigation for you and for your buyer. So this is a really great productivity tool that allows you guys to get there safely. We like to say this is our fifth line of defense. It's our fifth safety tool by not having people speed through lights to catch their agents. You'll notice in the bottom right, your SOS button is there the whole time. So you can press that button anytime you need help. And then of course, as you're driving, you have your impact alert, struggle detection if there is a car accident. So all of the tools are with you. Now, once you complete the showing and you're ready to end this showing, you're going to end navigation and then end showing. It's going to ask you for your safety pin to make sure you're the one stopping this showing. We don't want the bad guy to do that for you. Once I put my pin in, we're good to go, and that showing is complete. Now, other productivity, your mileage is going to be tracking currently as it stands right now as of March 11th. I say that for whenever you view this video, you're going to be tracking your mileage if you have it turned on anytime you're doing a showing. I will give you guys a little teaser. Our mileage update that is tracking for next week, Brian, is going to track your mileage at all times. Just like other very popular mileage tracking tools, we had agents say, hey, we want to track our miles all the time, and then we want to say if it's personal or business. So we did it. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. This is what the new mileage tracker looks like when you click on it. And I have the ability of swiping right or left to add as personal or business. And then it's going to give me my total savings and the ability to export this to my accountant at the end of the year. We're very proud of this new upgrade. We think this is going to be a really amazing feature for you guys to use at all times and absolutely blow this member benefit out of the water as far as value goes. So yes, we will protect you and keep you safe, but also we will make sure that you can write off way more than you could ever spend on any reverse lookups. I'll tell you that much. Okay. Now, if there's no questions on that side, I'm going to go to the web portal and go a little deeper into the productivity tools. Are we good for that? And Brendan, feel free to add anything you would like.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I think we're all excited for the mileage tracker. As we share this with agents, everybody's excited and knows safety is the base, and we're a safety company. But boy, having the ability to have this embedded in here just saves you time and saves you multiple apps, right? I know a lot of you guys are probably paying out of pocket for other mileage tracking apps. A, it's an expense. B, it's another app you have to mess with. By embedding this into one and CCAR stepping up and paying for it, you're kind of getting the best of both worlds. So we're really excited for this.
Yes. All right, thumbs up if you can see my map dashboard, my Tether peeps. Okay, perfect. All right, everyone, in order to get to your web portal for Tether RE, you just go to tetherre.com. You log in and you use your credentials that you used for onboarding, and this is the screen that you're going to see. So once you log in once, it automatically will just populate on most screens. So I missed those steps, but this is your web portal. This is your map dashboard. You'll see that you have a menu on the left that you can go through different options. I want to quickly show you your profile settings and how you get to them in your web portal, because there are a few things you can do here that you cannot do on the app. So top right, you'll notice the settings wheel. That's your profile. Notice here the billing section. That's how you get to that from your web portal. If you click on your profile, this is where you can add a few things that you can't add on the app. Yes, your profile picture can be done through the app, and this profile picture is what my buyer is going to see as they follow me on the map during the showing. So that's going to be your little map icon. Now, if you scroll down, you'll notice that there's another photo here. This is my background photo. This is what they're going to see when you invite them to the app and they download their own version of Tether. So make sure that you put something awesome here too. It can be your headshot with maybe your logo behind it, or, Vanessa loves her 8 clients or whatever it may be, but this is going to be what the buyer sees here. You'll notice the difference. The buyers don't have an SOS tool or agent feature, so it shows the difference in how those look. The other thing that you can do here in the web portal that you can't do in the app is add an agent link. This is what shows up at the bottom of your property data when you're doing the showings and you pull into those showing properties and it pops up for your buyer. You get your own custom link at the bottom. So mine's set to Tether RE, but you can put it to whatever you want. That can be your listing page. That could be your broker page, whatever you want to be here. This is going to be forward facing, and it's just an extra personalization to make this platform yours and make your agents or your buyers super impressed with your app. It's not going to look like Tether's app. It's your app. All right. Remember, I promised you that if you go to the web portal, you can view your safety pin, not just see a bunch of stars or change it. This is where you would come here if you're like, I think I remember my safety pin, but I just want to come check. This is a great place to come and take a look. And again, I can add safety contacts, turn on or off my impact alert, or update my personal information here. So super slick and easy to use. All right. Another thing I want to show you here that is more robust than on the app is the Client Verify tab in the web portal. Every single person I've ever looked up is going to be saved in my web portal under the client verification. It's going to talk about if it's a criminal record, reverse phone, reverse address, and if you click on it, you'll be able to open it up. So for the demonstration purposes, this is someone that I looked up that had a criminal record or 17, okay? This is what it looks like. If I click into it, it's going to give me all the details of all their offenses, and I get to make an educated decision based on these crimes. I can continue to open these up and see everything that this man has done. I'm just going to go ahead and give you the Reader's Digest version and say, I would not show this man a house, okay? Lots of felonies with weapons, okay? So here's the cool thing, you guys. This information stays in here. So you can share this information with your office. If you know that someone is realtor hopping and you can put an APB out to your office. Hey, this guy reached out to me to see a property. He's a violent criminal. Do not show him a property. This is something that you can screen share. You can send. This is something to keep you and the people around you safe. And it's a very important first step. Now, hope that all makes sense. This is a great place to come back and look at your information. All right, the showing features are just a little bit different to access here. Same information, but some people would prefer to do it on their computer, or maybe they work in a team and they have their assistant putting the information in. This is just an easy way to come in and have a different interface to add your property data and to see all of the information. Now you notice here, there's an added feature for start time and how long you're going to be here. This is your safety timer. If you set this timer on this property, this is going to be how long that countdown runs in the background and checks in on you when it expires. So if you set this for an hour and you're at that property for 55 minutes, it's going to send you an alert that says, hey, your timer's almost going to expire. Are you okay? If you're great, just put in your safety pin and it's going to give you 15 minutes. It's going to snooze it. If you leave that property, it's going to turn off. It's going to realize, hey, they're not at that property anymore. They have left. They're safe. It'll turn back on at the next property, so on and so forth. Remind me, Brian, what's our default currently? Is it 45 minutes?
I believe it's 30, but it could be 45.
And maybe that's a great question. Does anyone know what the default time limit is on homes?
I think it's 45.
I think it's 45 as well. I didn't want to mistake. I know we changed it at one point. So what does that mean? If you choose not to set the safety proximity timer at every single home, that's going to default to 45 minutes and make sure that you're moving through those properties. But it's not something that you have to think about if you're generally in and out of properties within that time frame. Really, we just tell people if you know that you're going to need more time at a property, you may want to extend that time out. But this is just an added feature to make sure that you leave that property within a safe amount of time and someone's not keeping you in that property longer than they need. All right. You'll notice here you can add homes, you can remove homes, you can move them around, you can share them, and you can view any notes that have been placed on these properties. So you can come to past showings and review your notes. If you're like, okay, I showed that cool water house to them and I can't remember if they liked it or not. Go in, open it up, you can take a look. So this is a great way to do market research. Okay, I'm noticing a trend in all the notes from my agents. They only want houses with really big backyards. Now I'm only going to show them houses with really big backyards. So this is a great productivity tool, market research tool. The other cool thing about this is you can share these notes. You can easily copy and paste these notes and send them to your listing agent. How many times do you guys get those texts? What do they think about the house? How do they think about the house? I don't remember. I showed 70. I'm just going to say you guys showed 75 properties this week, right? Wishful thinking. So this is a great tool for both sides. Okay. Your client information is going to show every client you've ever loaded into your system and the showings connected to those. So this is a great way to say, okay, how many properties have I shown Sarah? What ones did she like? What ones didn't she like? This is a great productivity tool to see where you need to move forward in your energy. And then our mileage, this is where you come to export or generate a report for your accountant. So this is going to categorize all of the drives that I have in my system, and it's going to make it very easy for me to send a report to my accountant who will finally be happy with me because I am writing off one of my largest expenses as a real estate agent, which is driving. Okay. All right. Last but not least, training page is here as well. You guys want to peruse the, it probably just pushed off that screen. You probably can't even see it, but if you want to peruse the videos, those are also available there. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot of information. I want the person that asked about productivity. Did I answer your question? Oh, and I see another question I will answer, but did I answer your question about productivity? You can type a new question if you'd like. Okay, do I get charged every time I do a phone number lookup for a potential buyer? Yes, every time you look up a phone number for a new buyer, you're going to be charged 25 cents. That is a great question.
But Vanessa, if I might add to that,
yes.
But that number then is stored in your profile. So
correct. You don't
can
have to
go
look them
back.
up again.
Exactly. You can go back and reference that number and that data anytime for
That's correct. And you can share it with your office as well. Does the showing function integrate with Broker Bay to load showings, or do you have to load them manually? That's a great question. We are working on some really fun integrations, but currently it does not integrate with any outside property apps or API. So you would have to put the information in manually. You can do it very easily with an address or an MLS number. Either one of those works. And you can put those into the property. Now, You can choose to or not to use this feature. If you use another feature like Broker Bay, all the other safety features will be available for you, even if you do not put the showings in. The one feature that you lose by not adding well, I guess two, you lose the safety feature and a productivity feature, in my opinion. The safety feature that you lose is our proximity safety timer. It's not going to recognize when you show up to that property, and it's not going to trigger if you don't leave on time. If you remember the case of Beverly Carter, she was held in that home against her will for longer than she should have been there. That proximity safety timer would have alerted her safety contacts and our emergency dispatch that she needed help. So we think it's very important to load those addresses or MLS numbers in. The productivity tool that you lose is the ability for your buyer to get turn-by-turn navigation to you or to the home, which we think is a huge value add. So now instead of you making your buyer chase you through town, you have the ability for them to have a breadcrumb that follows you to the home or to you, depending on where you set it up. And buyers are loving that feature. They can just take a leisurely stroll to their showing and not have to worry about it. Brendan, did you have something to add?
Yeah, just a quick point on the showings. It's a great question about integration. And Vanessa, you've done this a number of times. Putting in 5 showings, what is that? Maybe 30 seconds? Because to put a showing in, once you start typing the address, it's like when you go into Amazon or anything else, it starts auto-filling the address, and then boom, you just do that a few times in a row. So while there's no integration, you won't find the time it takes to put in a handful of showings you'll be able to measure it in seconds.
Yeah, correct. And it's going to be it can be done right in your car from behind your steering wheel if you choose to do it that way. So it's really easy. There was a great question. Looks like we had 2 Broker Bay questions. So glad we went into detail on that. The video, notice how quick my support staff is already answering all these Q&As because they're so amazing. But just to put it out there, yes, this video will be available to view. It looks like Collin County answered that one with their link. They're going to post our videos on the link that they just put in the Q&A. But it's just your ccar.net/Tether RE. All the videos that we do from all of our webinars will be there. And I believe they generally send a follow-up email as well with the link to that as well. So you can watch for that. Great questions, you guys. Okay, someone said, when I put in a showing and I'm in my car, will it automatically give me driving directions? I don't have to use Google Maps. Yes, it will. So as soon as you say navigate to property by car, it's going to start giving you turn by turn, and you're going to have those directions as well as your buyer who is either navigating to that home or following you. So if you choose for the buyer to get turn by turn directions to you, they'll just get a breadcrumb to you. Be mindful of that. If you stop at Starbucks, they're going to be following you to Starbucks. And if you send them to the first property, they'll get turn by turn to the first property. So yes, you do not have to open an additional app when it comes to Google Maps or travel, which is great. The other cool thing is when you set up the showing, especially on the web portal, it's really clear to see. It shows you the time it's going to take. So you can organize them based on optimal routing to get the best time between the houses. So there's a lot of really cool features for your own productivity and efficiency while you're doing the showings. Great question. Okay. Looks like we got all the questions in the chat currently. I'm just going to throw a curveball. Hopefully they don't hate me for this. Brandon, what would you say? You have a real estate background. What would you give as like a tip or a trick or something that you would use Tether for or you think is really powerful for agents?
I mean, obviously the looking up your clients and knowing who they are is huge. But my sister is also a real estate agent, and I showed her setting up a showing for the clients and how you can just add the house and it already shows up on the buyer's side. So she had just spent like an hour emailing her clients back and forth, the different addresses and texting them and getting that all set up. And I showed her it in 30 seconds. I'm like, it's already on the phone. She's like, oh my God. She's like, I will pay for that right now. Like, so it's kind of a sleeper one in there. Yeah. And then having a custom link too, being able to put my listing page on there so that my clients can easily get access to that is huge. So, yeah.
I think you're absolutely right. Those are both, something that we end up coming back and teaching in this final webinar that we'll have in a couple of weeks, where we're like, okay, now you understand all the safety tools, you understand all the pre-screening, but are you using the productivity to its fullest? And of course, we're super excited to then show you on the 2nd, we'll be able to show you the full blown mileage tracking, but you guys are going to be the first to get it. So when it launches, which is tracking for next week, you will automatically get prompted to upgrade your app, and you'll start being able to play with your mileage tracking. So we hope that you guys see this as a huge feature and see that the cost savings that you will have by being able to report your miles is just next level. Yeah, Brennan.
Yeah, I just wanted to, Connie had a really terrific question about, and we get this a lot. Are clients notified when you're doing a background check? They are not, and it's not required. We're pulling only public information, and of course, the intent is to help keep people safe. So there's not a requirement to notify or to give permission. That's also a very important distinction with Tether, and something Vanessa mentioned at the very beginning. We are obsessive about not putting our realtors or our association partners in the position where we're providing information that's on the wrong side of fair credit reporting. And when we don't share things like bankruptcies, liens, equity in homes, kind of financial type stuff, not only does it keep you on the right side of fair credit reporting, it also doesn't require permission. So those two things are very important when you're looking at Tether. You don't need permission, nor is it non-public information. That's all good.
That's fantastic.
It's a great time to highlight the commitment by CCAR. As you can see, if you were to go download this app online, it's $10 a month. That's $120 a year. There's a gazillion benefits of being part of CCAR, but $120 benefit to help keep you safe on top of that is a heck of a one. So we're really grateful for their commitment to you guys.
And we hope now you can get rid of your mileage tracker too. So add that to the mix of the things
There
that
you go.
your association is providing for you. Awesome. All right. Well, we're right at the 5-minute mark. I encourage any of you, if you have questions or if you continue to think of things as you start using your platform, we want you to try it out. Please watch the tutorial videos and dig in. Demo all of the features, start playing with your showing tools, and then reach out to our support if you need anything. It can be technical, it can be how it's used, it can be best practices. We're here to help you guys with anything you need. Brendan, you want to add something?
Yeah, I'm pointing to the right side of my screen as if you could possibly see that. Connie had one more question.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
And it's a good one.
Yes.
Go ahead, Vanessa. You're great at this one.
Yes, you can use this platform anywhere in the US, Connie. Anywhere that you happen to be traveling, maybe you're a multi-county or multi-state agent. This is available, especially safety-wise. Remember, you guys, that yes, this is a productivity tool and this is going to help you do real estate better, but this is also a personal protection tool. So when Brennan and Brian and I travel for work with Tether, we use it for safety. We were recently in New York for Inman. We used it for safety. Brennan tried to get the New York Police Department to show up at our coffee date. All of the things, okay, you guys, it's nationwide. So it's going to send dispatch to your precise location from the best serviceable area. So it will send help to you from whatever emergency response systems are closest. So that is a fantastic question. Awesome. Brian, I know CCAR is near and dear to your heart. What would you like to say in closing to our friends?
Just that I am super, super happy that all of you joined us today, and I'm really looking forward to helping you stay safe out there. Again, if you need anything, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can always contact our support at tetherre.com, or you can email me direct if you want, and I will gladly reach back out and help you out. So
Brian doesn't sleep.
My email address is Brian, BRIAN, at tetherre.com. Again, thank you so much, and stay safe out there.
Brennan, any final closing remarks?
We're thrilled that you're here, and we're excited to help keep you safe. Brian said it perfectly.
Yes, he did say it perfectly. Please, you guys mark your calendars for our April 2nd webinar. We're going to be going over the new mileage tracker and other tools and tricks and tips. Bring your questions. Oh, yes, he
Yeah,
has.
one last thing. Sorry,
You're good.
you'll get a notice about this, you guys, but we are going to be starting a nationwide Tether Safe community. We're going to have monthly Zoom webinars where we'll bring on safety experts. We'll talk about what we're seeing in the field, be really interactive. We're going to have a Facebook page where we can share ideas. Again, not just us sharing with you, but you guys sharing best practices, things that you're running into with each other. So it's coming, a Tether Safe community, and it won't just be for you guys in Collin County. It'll be nationwide. We're bringing on lots and lots of agents into the Tether family.
Yeah, we're excited for you guys to all share the ways that you're using it, being more productive and staying safe. So,
Might even generate a referral for you if you make a connection with somebody. You never know.
Exactly. All right. Well, we are so grateful for your time today, everyone. We will be reaching back out to anyone who still has pending questions, and we'll be watching for any new questions. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you guys so much from the Tether team. Bye.